Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Ibrahim Osman, he was supposed to be our number one target a few days ago. It looked likely he was going to be joining West Ham United, but as of right now, it appears that move will not be happening. Now, to get to the bottom of the truth, I've invited on Farzam. Farzam, how you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How about you, Jim?
Well, I'm good, but I'm not so good about this transfer. I was getting excited at the end of last week, Farzam. I was hoping we are going to see him in a West Ham shirt this week before the transfer deadline day. But is it fair to say right now the deal is off?
Yeah, as of right now, it is really off. But they are having discussions about it, how to solve it. But the deal is off for now. I think that within before Thursday, I think that you will have him in West Ham. That's my feeling right now. I don't know what to base it on other than the talks I have with the sources. But he's interested in it. The clubs are interested in it. There's just one thing that I think that you will come back to.
We'll get onto that thing in just a minute, but just for clarity, it's fair to say that Ibrahim Osman himself wants to move. He did that cryptic post a couple of days ago on social media with the sand timer, so he's keen on moving to West Ham. Is that accurate?
Yeah, he is definitely.
And in regards to the clubs negotiating, was there a fee agreed at all?
In total, it's 25 million euro. But the clubs are having a discussion about the 18 million euro going to between the clubs, and then you can you can figure out the rest, who is trying to get the rest of the money, and that's quite a lot of money even in England.
Yeah. Okay then, but the actual problem isn't necessarily the fee, because it's believed that that could be resolved. It's not the player, but it's in regards to the agents involved of this transfer.
Yeah, because before Christmas, the licensed agent, also an Englishman, Del Powell, had the papers for Ibrahim Osman, and he has signed with him until the next year. So he has a whole year with Ibrahim Osman signed. And suddenly the player tells him that he's not working with him anymore, that he wants to work with this guy called Mitch Bakowins from Belgium. And they announce it somehow that they have a relationship now, and they work together. But of course, Del Paul is not accepting that, because this guy he's the one taking Ibrahim Osman from Ghana to Denmark, and he has settled with him, and he has an agreement with him. So what he did was to actually sue him and complain about him in the Danish Football Federation, DBU. So I got in contact with DBU also and heard about this story, and they gave me some quotes. I guess you have read them. That Mitch Bakowins cannot represent this guy. He is he's not allowed to. So and as long as Mitch Bakowins is doing these negotiations, the deal is off.
So to be clear, Mitch is a registered football agent. There's nothing problematic in that regard. It's just that Ibrahim Osman isn't his registered player.
Correct.
Okay, and Del Powell is the agent registered with Ibrahim Osman.
That's what the Football Federation, DBU in Denmark, says too. So there's no doubt about it, and they actually they have also addressed this to both of them, and the player and the clubs. So there's nothing to discuss actually, but somehow West Ham doesn't give up. Somehow this is what amazes me the most in this case. I can't believe that West Ham is inviting Mitch Bakowins inside the negotiation room. How can this happen? You must tell me, because I'm confused. I can't believe it. If you could tell me, is that normal in England? I don't know. You just agree?
No, I think the one thing that West Ham have tried to do previously, obviously we've got Tim Steidten as technical director now, and since he arrived in the summer, he's been forefront of our negotiations. Prior to that, West Ham have used their own agents to lead negotiations, and there's one or two names out there, such as Barry Silkman, that West Ham have relied upon to be their go-between themselves and the agent of the other club. So I don't believe he's involved in this one, though, because I think his preference is West Ham signing Jota, who we're trying to get on loan from Al Ittihad. And I think he was one of the representatives that was telling David Sullivan that perhaps Ibrahim Osman didn't represent good value for money at the minute. So that's another twist. There's been a lot of rumours, if you like, around this transfer, because there's been getting report from West Ham side of thing that a representative has been telling Sullivan this is not good value. And we are led to believe that's Barry Silkman, who was involved in bringing Lucas Paqueta and Thomas Souček to West Ham, but he's not involved in the Ibrahim Osman one, but he is involved in the Jota potentially joining on loan. So it's quite confusing as a West Ham fan as to why we'd been negotiating with Mitch.
Yeah. Nevertheless, for me, it's really clear. It's really, really obvious how to do this. You have a licensed agent. He has the contract with the player. You negotiate with him, and I would never ever understand how the club. I think the bad guys here are, of course, Mitch Bakovic knows that this player has an agreement with another agent, and he still fucks it. He doesn't care about it. But still, I can't believe that West Ham, such a big club, with such a good name, has invited a guy who is illegally his agent. They know that this guy cannot represent him, and still they do it. For me, that's something that tells me that something is rotten in football, and this is the dark side that we are seeing right now.
Yeah, we've historically, West Ham have always paid substantial amounts to agents when it comes out the sort of league table in Premier League as to which club are paying agents a lot of money. West Ham always fare pretty high on that chart, so it's not something. Yeah, we've always been happy. I say happy, reluctantly perhaps, but we've always paid our way when it comes to agents getting their slice of the transfer pie. The thing that confused me most, Farzam, is the fact that Darryl Powell is an English-based football agent as well. So it's not even someone that they'd find it difficult to get in contact with, or for whatever reason. No. You'd imagine it'd been easier for them to negotiate via Darryl Powell than it would be through this person. Fabrizio Romano did a tweet. One thing I like about you've been calling a few people out regarding this, and I like it. You've been making sure that accurate reporting is being done. Darmesh is a friend of ours from Sky Sports, and he inaccurately said Osman only had 6 months to go in his contract, and you came back and said that's inaccurate. And then he said, apparently he's got longer. And he said, no, there's no apparently. You were wrong. So fair play to you for that. I like it. I do like it.
I hate bullshit, and I know that a lot of journalists are so close to a lot of agents that they just write whatever without any critic look at what they are saying, So, but I don't play like that.
Yeah. So in regards to Fabrizio Romano's tweet, he tweeted that the player wanted to come and there was no problems with personal terms or the agent.
Exactly.
So who was he referring to there? Do you think he was suggesting that West Ham and Mitch are okay? And what agent do you think he was referring to?
Yeah, of course you were referring to Mitch Bakovic. There's no doubt about it. I know for a fact I've spoken with Darryl Powell, so there's nothing to discuss there. And that's why I just showed him the picture. Which agent is it that you're talking about? For me, that's really, really basic. How come you don't tell which agent you're talking about here? It's for me. I also wrote this to Fabrizio. To be honest, I said to him, this is wrong. So why are you doing it?
Yeah.
He didn't answer.
Interested. I was hoping to get you on for clarity, and I feel like I've got clarity, but I feel like I've got more questions. But it's not necessarily for you; it's more for West Ham. It's to say what's the problem here. So, in theory, this is where I'm asking for an opinion. You might know the answer. If West Ham was to proceed doing this transfer, would the Danish FA step in and sort of interfere with this or cancel the transfer? Can the Danish FA get involved and make sure that this transfer doesn't go through due to the registration of the player with the agent?
Of course they can. They have to. They have to make some kind of a solution. Mitch Bakovic has to take contact to Darryl Powell in some way. They need to solve it, and that's why I'm saying that I believe still that there can be a deal because. Yeah. These two guys just need to solve because there's a lot of money. I just told you there's 7 million euro involved just for the agent. That's what he claims. But I don't know. And if you split it in half, then you know how much money there's left. So there's plenty enough for both of them. But But there's also the other thing is that Del Paul might want all the money for himself because he's the rightful agent for Ibrahim Osman. So I don't know where this twist will end, but there's a possibility for both scenarios.
Just to add context, at the start you mentioned how Daryl Powell allegedly, or maybe it was factually, you can correct me here, allegedly went to sue Mitch in regards to, and that was back in November. Am I correct? That was a couple of months ago.
No, it was before Christmas.
Yeah, November, just before Christmas, so 2 months ago.
Yeah, December, mid-December.
Okay, sorry, right, yeah. So Daryl Powell has already taken action against Mitch getting involved with Ibrahim Osman prior to West Ham coming in for him.
Yeah.
Okay. Right then.
So the DBU, the Football Association in Denmark, are looking into it, and but already now they can just see that the papers are not okay with the Mitch Bakumans. They are fake, and Daryl Powell has everything as he should have. So.
Okay, so the deal at the minute is off, but not completely dead. To be resolved. No. The agent side of it needs to be resolved, and then West Ham can sign Ibrahim Osman if they wish to.
Yeah. Because the clubs are more or less. That's also something I hate about this case. That these supposedly journalists are writing that the problem here is FC Nordsjælland. I'm always saying that there's not a problem between the clubs. They actually agreed about the amount of money that they should exchange between them. The problem is that there is this agent fee and there's a wrong agent involved. So we have a really big problem right now.
Brilliant. Well, Farzam, listen, thank you so much, first of all, for coming on. And secondly, more importantly, keeping us up to date on social media so that we know the truth behind this. Because without you, I would never have known about this, about Mitch and Daryl. And before I recorded this with you, I went and did my own research, like you do. I went and did my own research looking at third-party websites and independent websites, and everything was adding up with what you were saying as well. So that's why, as football fans, we have to wade through a lot of bullshit to try and find the rubbish. And, that's what I was trying to do this morning. And I kept coming back to what you're reporting, which is the incorrect agent is at the forefront of this transfer. So that's why I was keen to get you on for a chat. But listen, thank you so much. Keep up the good work. And I appreciate it. And I'll be keeping an eye on your account over the next few days. And hopefully Ibrahim Osman can still join West Ham. But at the minute, it looks a little bit unlikely.
Yeah, thanks.
Farzam, thank you very much. If you guys have enjoyed the video at home, please do drop a like on it by clicking thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new to Hammer's Chat. Also, if you wish to follow Farzam on social media, I'll put the links to all his social media in the description below. It's the best place to keep up to date with all the Ibrahim Osman stuff. I don't need to convince you. You've just listened to it. The proof is in this video. But thank you very much for joining us. We'll catch you in a bit.